Well, I did your show recently. I did the Breakfast Club recently. And I got to meet Jess Hilarious for the first time. Very cool, by the way. It's the first time we've ever talked, seen each other. You know, we exchanged numbers. You know, she might come on the show at some point, hopefully. But there's always been this kind of weird situation around her because when she first got hired, she had a maternity leave. And then, you know, when she came back, there was another female host and so forth. So what exactly happened from your point of view?
Miscommunication. You know, miscommunication from, I think, the higher-ups, you know. I think that there's this misconception that, you know, myself or DJ Envy, you know, are the higher-ups, you know what I mean? We definitely have a lot of say and a lot of things that go on. Like, you know, I definitely have an executive position, you know, at iHeart. But
oh, you're an executive at iHeart?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
what is your position at iHeart?
I don't even remember the title. I mean, you know, I'm the founder and the CEO of the Black Effect, but then I have
right, but that's different.
Another title with iHeart. I got another title that's probably going to be announced. I don't want to say it yet, but
okay,
I'll be able to remember that title when I say it. Okay. But I just think it was just miscommunication. I just think it was miscommunication because when we did the hiring process, you know, it was obvious that Jess Hilarious was going to be the choice, you know, because not only was everything there, the chemistry and everything was meshing there, it was just like, that's what the people wanted. Like the people were saying how much they wanted, you know, Jess Hilarious. But we auditioned a lot of people and, you know, somebody like LoRosa, you know, is very good at what she does. She's a senior news producer. She was a senior news producer at TMZ. And then, you know, we needed that position at Breakfast Club. We needed somebody to be like a senior news producer who's really in tune with all things pop culture and entertainment. And so that was always my mindset. You bring Jess on as a talent and then have Lauren be the senior news producer and have Lauren, you know, basically help Jess produce her, you know, Jess with the mess segment. And then, you know, Jess went on maternity leave and Jess, and I think people forget this, Jess is the person who said, I want LoRosa to fill in for me while I'm gone.
Okay.
Like that didn't come from anybody but her. Like
right, but wasn't there a bit of a surprise when she was still there when she came back?
Well, she was always supposed to still be there. She was just gonna be there as the senior news producer.
Yeah.
But I just think, you know.
As opposed to a fourth seat?
As opposed to a fourth seat, but I just think, you know, the wires got crossed because there wasn't the type of communication that should have happened as far as, okay, what is this going to look like now that Jess is back? And yeah. I think that's what happens sometimes, man. It literally can just be, you know, miscommunication. Like, you know, it's not about what was said, it's about what wasn't said.
Yeah. I guess you said ever since I came back, it was weird.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell her how she feels. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I love Jess to death. Like, that's family right there. Like, I've known Jess, man, I used to be following Jess probably when she first started her Instagram page back in like 2015. You know what I mean? Like I've known Jess for well over a decade. Been supporting Jess, you know, going to her comedy shows, whether she was at, you know, Caroline's Comedy Club or, you know, going to watch her out of town in Texas, like that's you know, that she was a correspondent on my talk show on Comedy Central. Like, okay. You know, I've known Jess for.
You guys go back.
Oh yeah, like when I launched Black Effect, she was one of the first podcasts that, you know, came out on Black Effect with the Carefully Reckless podcast. So I've known Jess forever. So if she tells me she felt like things were weird, I got no choice, you know, but to listen to her.